What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel. All right, today is Palladium, Palladium, Palladium. Why? No one's really talking about it. And the main reason is it's probably the cheapest it's been, at least in the last 5 years, since 2018. So if you are into stacking metals or forecasting, like where's a good place to dump some money, obviously silver is pretty cheap right now. Gold's very cheap right now. Platinum's very cheap. And silver especially is cheap because the premiums are down. But if it's a falling knife, you don't want to catch that with your hands. So why not pick up something that possibly could double in the next year, or at least go up 50%. So again, this is just my opinion, but I also am going to base this off of some historical facts. So looking back on Palladium today is at 1172. It's down 2%, so it's down 20 bucks. And here is just a 1 month chart. So we were as high as 1278. We're actually down 100 bucks. So that's a pretty significant savings in the last month. In the last 3 months, we were high as 1309. In the last 6 months, we were as high as 1642. So that's a $500 dip. And year to date, our all-time high was 1806. So again, that's almost 700 bucks or 600 bucks or so. And then going back 5 years, we were at an all-time peak of 2981.90 not too long ago, right? So a year and a half ago. So the reason I'm making this video is, like, if you're in my shoes, you're a normal person that wants to put some money into metals, is Palladium a good play? So I'm going to take a numismatic approach because that's really what I enjoy doing. Personally, stacking metals is extra boring, but if you're looking to pick up some Palladium, first of all, can we find it? Okay, so if it's 1171, it's like an all-time low in the last 5 years. Can we actually find some close to that price without a crazy premium? And then what is the U.S. Mint charging for their Palladium round? Because I know they always have a 1 ounce. They call it an American Eagle, although it has like a Mercury dime type Lady Liberty on the front of it. So we'll take a look at that. So first of all, let's just look at the numismatic standpoint. So again, 1 ounce of Palladium today, paper-wise, is trading 1171.50, not physical-wise. So we go to the U.S. Mint's website, and here we have the 2023 1 ounce Palladium uncirculated coin at 21.50. Limited mintage of 6,000. I can add it to the bag today. If I got this in the mail from the U.S. Mint, I would not be charged shipping because I already ordered plenty of Morgans and peace dollars this year, and it would come in this same cheap packaging that all their regular silver bullion comes in. It's kind of sad, but I mean, look at the premium they're getting. So they had to buy 6,000 ounces at least, right? And I don't know if they buy a little bit more because they figure like some are not going to stamp correctly when they're smashing these with the dies. But come on, U.S. Mint, seriously, why you got to charge literally $1,000 premium? Like, is there any other coin out there or other place that can produce a 1 ounce coin and literally charge $1,000 more or 100% premium on their coin, and people will actually buy it? So this to me appears to be a very, very bad investment. But you have to look at the comps. You have to look at what things sell for. Now, again, no one's kicking and screaming, running into their coin shop today and saying, hey, man, I want some Palladium. Like, nobody asked for Palladium, right? It's kind of like, I've got so much other stuff. I'm bored, so I'm going to collect some Palladium today. I love the design. I think it's very, very cool. So let's look at some eBay comps. So we're going to go here to 2021 Palladium. So I always like to look at prior releases to see what they sell for. So these are fake because this guy has zero feedback. Dude, no one's going to spend $2,000 someone with zero feedback. But so the 2021 perfectly struck, perfect graded sells for $24.49, and I believe that probably sold for around $22. Maybe it was even more expensive in 2021 since Palladium was worth a lot more back then. But if you were to unload some 2021 Palladium today, and let's say you paid $3,000 for this coin back then, you'd be pissed because like all this stuff basically sold for cheaper. Now we can look at the 2022. The 2022, I believe it was just a reverse that they created. So they created a reverse proof. So it looks like recent sales again for perfectly grade is $29.50, and if we look at the Palladium for 2022, we can still see that on the US Mint's website, and we can scroll down here to the reverse proof. That came out literally less than a year ago, right? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, maybe it was in the beginning of the year. Let's see here. I could have sworn I saw it. Where are you at, Liberty? All right, am I losing it? I could have sworn I saw it. Oh, here we go. So 2150, it is currently sold out. I don't know if it actually sold for 2150 though last year, because if Palladium was close to $3,000, I'm assuming they would be charging more. So this might be a fake price. But let's say you did pick it up for 2150 last year, you would have done just fine. As long as you got it graded and you got a perfect grade on it, looks like you could have made $800. But I don't think that's the real price. I think a lot of times the US Mint will reduce the price and base it off of their current going price. But if you possibly picked one of these up, because I know a lot of these were left over, and you possibly picked them up at 2150, secret scroll, no one was paying attention to it. You're like, man, reverse proof, 1 ounce, rare, 7,000 minted, send it in to get graded, perfect grade, make a quick $800. So maybe make $600 after fees. Good for you. Because I'm assuming like these should be minted really, really nicely. I don't see a lot of 69s coming back, but again, could be wrong. But anyways, it looks like this coin, regardless of the year, trades a little north of 21, around 20, around 2150. So I think if you pick something like this up today, so if you got the 2023 version, again, if you're in a state that you don't pay tax and you already ordered your Morgans and peace dollars this year, you get free shipping. I don't think that's a bad investment. I just think it'll be pretty tough to unload later on. So like, let's say you paid $21.50 for this and Palladium still trading under $21.50. I don't see you making a profit going to the coin shop. Pretty sure the coin shops would be like, yeah, I'll probably give you like $2,000 because I can probably just sell it for $21.50. Now, if you think Palladium's going to reach $3,000 again, like it did in February of 2022, this would be an awesome investment, because then this coin would probably go for close to, you would guess, $3,500, $3,600, because there'd definitely be a premium, maybe even $4,000. But again, it's all about supply and demand. So if there's not a huge demand for the coin, worst case, I think you'd have to sit on something like this pretty long, at least in a numismatic value wise, getting it professionally graded. That adds some more numismatic value. But from a bullion standpoint, it's a horrible investment. Like, you're not going to see a return on this coin for quite some time. But so let's say again, this is what triggered me. So 1172, to me, that seems ultra cheap. And I remember watching videos from other channels when Palladium was pretty high. But here, yeah, we were at 29.81, February 27, 2022. So if you're able to get a 1 ounce Palladium today around this price, shouldn't it go close to $3,000 again? Or let's say $2,000. If we look back just the last year. So as the economy picks back up, I know this stuff's using a lot of catalytic converters and cars and things like that. It's just funny to me that, okay, if our economy is doing so well, why is something like this, a rare earth metal that's way more rare than gold, more rare than platinum, and all we have is technology all around us, why isn't something like this like at its all-time high? Why is it literally a third of what the price was in February 2022? So now I'm trying to find some actual sellers that sell it. So here we'll go to Palladium, and for an actual bar here, you can pre-order one from Monument Metals for $14.36, which ain't bad. And then I think the cheapest I was able to find was from eBay. So it's a 1 ounce Palladium, just a bar from Liberty Coin. So for $13.58. So it looks like, $180 premium. You can actually get a physical Palladium bar in your possession and then hang on to it and see, later on next year, as long as Palladium's gets back to $1,500-$1,600, you should be doing all right. But man, if it explodes back again to $3,000, you're doing just fine. So again, not sure what that play is, I would assume most coin shops that do have palladium, they don't have it in their showcase right now because chances are they paid $2,000 for it. So if you see an ounce of palladium in your coin shop, that means someone recently brought that in and they probably paid them close to $1,000 because they're like, I don't have people coming in and ask for palladium. I'll give you like 5% or 10% below spot because I'm going to have to sit on this. Like that's the conversation that they would have with the person bringing in this ounce today, especially on a downward trend. They're going to be like, well, it's only worth $11.50 today. So I give you like $980, $950 because I'm going to have to sit on this. Like no one's coming in and asking for this. But if it's a really, if it's a coin shop that has a lot of metals, especially like a bullion dealer, chances are they have a lot of this stuff in the back that they're not having put out right now because they don't want to lose $1,000. They don't want to lose $500. They don't want to lose $2,000. Whatever they ultimately paid for it. And again, I know a lot of bullion dealers are in it to move metals quickly. So the bullion dealers that move slowly get killed. They go out of business. But if you see an ounce of palladium out there in the wild, if you could let me know in the comments or next time you're in your coin shop, just ask them like, hey, do you have any palladium in stock? I heard it's like at an all-time low. Just curious what you guys have, if you have anything, besides the overpriced American Eagle numismatic one. Just curious to see if any coin shops or bullion dealers actually have palladium in stock and what are they selling it for? Because if they're like, oh, I can sell it to you for like $1,400-$1,500, you're better off just popping on eBay and getting it from Liberty Coin. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys watching as always. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think about palladium. Is now a time to dive in or at least get a little wet and get your feet wet. At least pick up an ounce at its all-time low and then see what happens. Because with all this technology, definitely should be worth a lot more, at least double. And it's definitely historically not so long ago, year and a half ago, it was $3,000 for 1 ounce. All right, talk to you in the next one. Appreciate you guys watching. Take care.